좋아서 네가 말할 수 있다는 거. 406.
Welcome back to the drama review, When the Phone Rings episode 7. An accident happened when Hee-Joo, Aina, and Eugene were in the car. Aina and Eugene were unconscious, while Hee-Joo did not suffer serious injuries, maybe because she was sitting in the middle. The medical staff only took Aina and Eugene, while Hee-Joo remained in the car. Her screams were not loud enough. While being treated, her mother asked her to throw away her voice so that the Hong family would take pity on her and not throw her out. Hee-Joo felt sorry, because she could not refuse her mother's orders and she pretended to be mute until now. Now, when Hee-Joo had an accident, there was Seo-Un, who helped her. When no one cared about her, Seo-Un saw her. When Hee-Joo felt scared, Seo-Un was the one who ran to save her. Even though Hee-Joo didn't say anything, even though she didn't scream for help, only Seo-Un heard her. But why couldn't she say it, that she liked Seo-Un? Finally, Hee-Joo came to her senses, knowing that Seo-Un wanted to call a doctor, but Hee-Joo held his hand, so he wouldn't go. She wanted Seo-Un to accompany her and Seo-Un did it. He reassured Hee-Joo that Hee-Joo was safe now. He guarded Hee-Joo and kissed Hee-Joo's hand, so that Hee-Joo would feel safe. Seo-Un's father was informed that there was an accident while the presidential staff was on a hiking trip. The one who had the accident was the new sign language interpreter at the presidential office. At first Seo-Un's father was very angry because there must be someone who was happy because of the accident. But his assistant didn't think so, maybe it wasn't a disaster. Instead of being the presidential spokesperson, what if he emphasized that Seo-Un was his son and someone wanted to bring him down during this political season? During the examination, Hee-Joo felt regret because she spoke to Seo-Un. During the phone call, Seo-Un seemed to be talking to her, not to 406. Seo-Un wasn't stupid, so it was impossible for him not to know. But why was he silent? Was it because Hee-Joo was currently being treated? So once she gets home, Seo-Un will file for divorce and for violating the contract, Hee-Joo will be fined 2 billion won. Then she remembers where she put the 406 phone. Mr. Park has checked all the CCTVs while hiking yesterday, but he did not find any footage of suspicious people, and there was no CCTV installed at the scene either. Seo-Un asked Mr. Park to keep the victim, Hee-Joo, a secret. It seems like they were targeting Seo-Un, but failed and Hee-Joo became the victim. Then Mr. Park gave Hee-Joo's cell phone to Seo-Un. It turns out there is a malicious code that can track locations via cell phones or others. So when they go on an office outing, they can track where Seo-Un and Hee-Joo are. If Seo-Un hacks the code and collects the data, then he can find them and Mr. Park will try to find the code.
수고했습니다.
After that Hee-Joo returned to the patient's room, but she was silent again in front of Seo-Un, even though she had previously spoken very fluently. Without saying anything Seo-Un immediately carried Hee-Joo and he suddenly said he liked Hee-Joo. He liked feeling her heartbeat. Seo-Un actually already knew that Hee-Joo could talk. He actually knew more about Hee-Joo than Hee-Joo thought. Then Seo-Un discussed about 406 who had told him the location when Hee-Joo fell, so that Seo-Un could find Hee-Joo. Now Seo-Un is confused whether he should arrest and imprison 406 or just forgive her. Actually Seo-Un wanted to ask Hee-Joo a lot of things, but he didn't. He just wanted his wife to rest. Seo-Un also asked permission to go out and ask Hee-Joo to contact him if anything happened. Hearing Hee-Joo no longer nod, but say, made Seo-Un hold back his smile.
다녀올게.
When Seo-Un left, Hee-Joo then checked her bag and found the cell phone. Hee-Joo felt strange because Seo-Un didn't find the cell phone. Even though Hee-Joo used the cell phone to get away from Seo-Un, but now the cell phone is a connection with him. While doing body care, the staff told Hee-Joo's mother that her daughter was also there. Her mother immediately met her daughter and felt that now her daughter listened to her to do body care. She thought her son-in-law must have changed because Hee-Joo wears the lingerie she gave her. But it turns out she's not Hee-Joo, but her other daughter, Hong Aina. So-eun's father is seeking public sympathy by saying that the tragedy experienced by So-eun is because he is a presidential candidate and many people are targeting his beloved son. Because of So-eun's father's behavior, the presidential spokesman's office is flooded with calls asking for the truth of the news. For that reason, So-eun told the staff in his office not to respond too much to calls from the media until the official report was released. He also wanted the identity of the victim, Hee-Joo, to be kept secret from the public, but Mr. Kong felt it was too much. However, even though Hee-Joo is a new staff, they care and worry about her condition. Then So-eun explains that Hee-Joo's condition has improved and she will finish what his father has done. Meanwhile, Aina chats with Hee-Joo's mother, her stepmother. Her mother did not expect that Aina could speak fluently now. It turns out that Aina had surgery abroad. Aina tells her stepmother to stay calm because her arrival was not to seize Hee-Joo's position as So-eun's wife. Her arrival was only to help Hee-Joo and reveal who So-eun really is. She also knows that her stepmother was the one who sent a hint for her to run away before the wedding day. But her stepmother feels that she never sent anything to Aina, and she doesn't care about what Aina does, because Aina doesn't know anything about So-eun.
뭐가 더 남은 거예요?
So-eun comes to her father's office, which has made a commotion with a touching drama. His father tells So-eun not to go out of line, but according to So-eun, he was the one who went out of line first. He asks his father to stop, so as not to be attacked back. Her father felt that his son was ungrateful. He thought, who gave him that name? It seems that So-eun was forced to become So-eun, because his mother forced him to do what her previous son did. Somehow So-eun was forced to accept it. Even though he actually didn't want all that, he was fed up with getting that title and called them father and mother. His father was curious about who the employee who had the accident was and So-eun answered that she was his family. His father guessed that she was Hee-Joo, a new translator at the presidential office. His father couldn't understand why So-eun hid Hee-Joo at the presidential office. But So-eun was happy because Hee-Joo entered the presidential office first, compared to his father who was currently running for president. Hee-Joo woke up after a nightmare and thought about how the kidnapper could be on the mountain and pushed her. Then she was surprised by the sound of her cell phone, which turned out to be a message from So-eun. He asked if there was anything Hee-Joo wanted to eat, because he was on his way to hospital. Hee-Joo answered that she wanted tteokbokki, but So-eun forbade her because it was spicy. She then chose fried chicken and according to So-eun it was oily. Hee-Joo replaced it with something sweet, but So-eun was worried that her blood sugar would rise. Hee-Joo finally just told him to come immediately. Arriving at the hospital, So-eun brought great for Hee-Joo's health. Seeing So-eun bringing his own equipment, Hee-Joo was surprised when she found out that So-eun would stay overnight at the hospital. She thought all sorts of things until So-eun would sleep on her bed or sleep on the sofa. So-eun then told Hee-Joo to take a shower with him. It turned out that it wasn't a shower together, but So-eun helped Hee-Joo wash her hair. So-eun patiently dried Hee-Joo's hair and combed it neatly. He knew Hee-Joo felt awkward, but as a husband, he should have done things like this for his wife. He regretted seeing Hee-Joo hurt while he was not by her side. He told Hee-Joo to rest, but Hee-Joo felt hot and cold even though her examination was all normal. When So-eun finished taking a shower, he approached Hee-Joo as if he wanted to kiss her and made Hee-Joo nervous, even though he just wanted to take the remote.
잠이...
Hee-Joo woke up, but she didn't see So-eun. Then Hee-Joo called him, but So-eun sent a message that he was waiting for a call from someone. Then Hee-Joo called him using number 406 and So-eun felt happy because he was waiting for her call. So-eun said that he actually knew a lot about her, that 406 was a woman around 20 years old. Seo-un also felt that she was a beautiful woman, and Seo-un was also curious about what clothes she was wearing. Seo-un imagined that her physical appearance was as gentle as her voice with a fiery personality. Hee-Joo couldn't believe it. She thought Seo-un was teasing her even though he was married. Seo-un explained that his wife was currently sleeping and Seo-un wanted to make an offer to her. Let's work together to catch the culprit, because he knew 406 was not the one who pushed his wife. When Hee-Joo falling, Seo-un tries her best to find Hee-Joo, and he is determined to catch the perpetrator to avenge his wife's pain. So he asks 406 to tell him everything she knows.
싹다.
There is a breaking news on the TV station, where Yoo Ri is the news anchor, that the presidential office stated that the accident that befell one of the office staff was not an ordinary accident, but a crime. Seo-un confesses to the police that he is the victim and he has been receiving threats for 2 weeks. She also said that this attack was not a political attack on her or her father as a presidential candidate. He asked the public not to speculate. He also asked for police protection, and a sketch of the suspect's face was also revealed to the public. It turned out that previously Hee-Joo gave the facial features of the person who attacked her. That the suspect was in his 30s, about 185 centimeters tall, and had a sturdy body. He had heterochromia, one eye was light brown when exposed to light. He smelled fishy and stuttered when provoked. It seemed like he had anger management problems. It is possible that he was good at threatening, hacking, making bombs and arson. It is possible that the suspect had a partner, because he is someone who could hack a car to threaten. The news of the kidnapping and terror threats experienced by the presidential spokesman was also heard by the real kidnapper. He was annoyed and immediately sent a message to someone that the person was the one who pushed Hee-Joo, but why was his face revealed to the public? Moreover, why did that person want to kill Hee-Joo, even though their target was Seo-un? The kidnapper's partner said it was because Hee-Joo didn't want to divorce and he wanted Seo-un to feel what it was like to lose something that precious. For that, the kidnapper's colleague ordered to immediately take their cell phones that were in Hee-Joo's hands. Hee-Joo got a call from an unknown number, but because she was afraid she didn't pick it up. Then she got a message, and it was a message from the kidnapper. The kidnapper explained that the characteristics she mentioned were not the kidnapper. Maybe Hee-Joo didn't believe it, but it wasn't him who pushed her, and because she had broken off the relationship, Hee-Joo had to return his cell phone. Suddenly he said that he was there and asked her to open the door. Hee-Joo immediately panicked. She didn't realize that her phone was pulled from her hand. Hee-Joo immediately ran to hold the door, and suddenly someone was banging on the door from outside. Hee-Joo was so scared that she couldn't stand and could only sit while cover her ears. It turned out that the one who was banging on the door was Seo-un. He panicked and forced the door to open. When Seo-un opened the door, he saw Hee-Joo was scared, and Hee-Joo immediately hugged Seo-un and cried. Seeing Hee-Joo's bleeding hand, Seo-un calls the nurse. When Hee-Joo has calmed down, Seo-un accompanies Hee-Joo. Seo-un asks what happened, but Hee-Joo doesn't answer. She's worried about Seo-un because there is a lot of news that corners him. Because Hee-Joo feels scared, Seo-un climbs into the bed and they sleep together. Seo-un asks Hee-Joo not to worry and just sleep soundly tonight. Hee-Joo wakes up and she takes her cell phone and jacket, then goes out of the room. It turns out she sat outside to call Seo-un using 406 cell phone. After seeing the news, Hee-Joo wants to know when Seo-un will catch her. Because she was the one who helped the kidnapper, so she must be punished or investigated too. In addition, when will Seo-un take this cell phone, because this is important evidence. Hee-Joo is willing to give the cell phone, and Seo-un is curious about how Hee-Joo will give it to him. Hee-Joo says that she will meet him and give the cell phone now. Hee-Joo walks to her room and when she opens the door, she doesn't find Seo-Un. Then Hee-Joo called him again and Seo-Un wanted to meet her somewhere. Seo-Un pointed to a place, namely the amusement park, a place that should not be heard by the Hong family. Because after leaving that place, Hee-Joo, Eugene and also Ina had an accident. Then Seo-Un told her to go to the carousel, but when she got there Hee-Joo met a woman who invited her to ride the carousel. Hee-Joo got on, while remembering when she used to ride with Ina and Eugene. Then Seo-Un called her and told Hee-Joo to go to the ice cream shop, but Seo-Un wasn't there either and Hee-Joo ate ice cream alone. Then Seo-Un told Hee-Joo to go to the place in front of her right now. It was Namsan Tower. Hee-Joo was confused about what Seo-Un was doing. Why was he always not present at the promised place? It turned out that Seo-Un wanted to make Hee-Joo relax. He didn't want to meet her in a tense state. But Hee-Joo felt that Seo-Un would be surprised and disappointed when he met her. Actually Hee-Joo was worried when she saw Seo-Un knowing that 406 was his wife who had threatened him. Suddenly Seo-Un was near Hee-Joo and Hee-Joo cried when she saw him and dropped her phone. Seo-Un thanked 406 and Hee-Joo was surprised that Seo-Un already knew that. But why didn't Seo-Un hate her? Seo-Un asked how to hate Hee-Joo, how not to love her. Hee-Joo couldn't hold back her tears because they actually loved each other.